Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. Yes, believe it or not, I'm actually live again. Oh my goodness, wow. Wow. So, today was one hell of a day for toys, I gotta tell you. um, yeah, so many things happened today, which kind of, and I say this a lot, but today it actually did sort of blow my mind. It sort of did. Um, Hasbro pretty much blew the socks off and blew the minds of everybody today. Um, Mainly because I think it was stated, and that's the hard thing about it. I'm wondering if they ever actually officially stated, their stance on that. I think that's all I can say. Did they ever make an official statement on that? I don't think they actually did. I think it was all people speculating and everything like that. There were so many things going on around that. So it was kind of hard to really pinpoint what actually was going on. But rumors aside, and people, this literally dropped out of the sky. I don't think any of us actually expected this to ever happen, but it did. And you know what? I'm actually pretty glad for it. I mean, seriously, there have been a lot of people who have been waiting for this to actually happen. And I think it has actually more to do with the fact that they're leaning so hard into this Sunbow animation, series. I think that's actually what's really happening. I do believe that if they didn't do that, this would not have happened. This would not have happened. I'm serious about that. I really am. And we're going to get to that. We are going to get to that. But so many other things happened that I really wanted to talk about. And I felt it's just really appropriate to start, go live and start chatting about this, because really there's a lot of things that happened today, specifically for toys. Really, I'm so shocked. Not really. Okay. Maybe the other stuff I'm not really that shocked about, but at the end of the day, it's really something that we really should talk about, no matter what. And for those of you who are keeping count, there's only about 2 days left. Not even. It's actually just one sleep before people can actually start watching the Master of the Universe movie in theaters properly, without having to like sneak in or get invited or go to a premiere like some of us were so fortunate and able to do, early screenings, things like that. No, as early as tomorrow evening, in fact, everybody will be able to buy a ticket and go and see the Masters of the Universe movie. And I am actually going on Friday to watch it with my friends and my brother, and then I'm going to see it again with more of my friends and maybe even my brother again, because I am so enthralled with this movie that I'm going to watch it again and again. Anytime anybody says, "Hey, do you want to see the Masters of the Universe movie?" Hell yeah, I'm going to go watch it as many times as I possibly can. That's just basically what's going to happen with this movie. I'm just going to watch it again and again and again because you know what? I really enjoyed it. I really did, and I want to see it again. And of course, I watched it like this, so I really want to experience it for the first time. The way it's actually supposed to be, seen. But a lot of crazy news happened today. So particularly with G.I. Joe and also with Master Universe, and there are a couple of independent projects that I really want to touch on because they're coming close to their finale, and at the same time they're cutting really close to their goal. So I really wanted to highlight those. But before I get really in deep in the weeds with that, let's go say hi. Let's go say hi to everybody who's in the chat. Thank you guys again for always supporting the channel, and of course, being here tonight and joining me on this this wonderful little talk about toys in the toy industry and everything that's been going on. I've been a little bit laxed on other news outside of toys, other than Master Universe, but can you really blame me? I mean, seriously, Master Universe is my thing. I really love it. But today, G.I. Joe took center stage, and so did Master Universe. It's crazy. It really is. Crash is in the house. What's going on, Crash? Good to see you, brother. Oh my gosh, good to see you. And of course, Crash was one of the first people who sent me messages about, Coco and what was going on, and I was shocked. Frankie Rivera's in the house. What's going on, Frankie? Savage Pump, what's going on, dude? Just saw the movie now. Sweet. Love it. Love it. I'm pretty sure you loved it. Rastaflip. Rastafari Flip. Rastafari Flip. That's a good one. Seen it. Yes. So exciting. Mecha Man Blade. What's going on, dude? Just came back from an early screening too. The movie was incredible. The movie is incredible, my friend. Is incredible. Funky Blade Brothers. What's going on, dude? After years of our father talking about the Cobra Commander we were told about dropped. So our house will have several thanks to BBTS, and new playset photos look interesting. It really does. And there's a couple things that I really have maybe some beef over. I'll be honest with you. Never had a chance. Never had a chance. Frankie Rivera. Seen the MOTU movie on Monday, or the early premiere, and I'm going again on Saturday. Yes, I know I am. 100%. Nolan's in the house. What's going on? It's a party now. It's a party. Nolan's in the house. We only need Ray to show up, and it'll really be a party. What's going on, dude? Frankie Brother. Yes. Frankie Rivera. Hey, Nolan. Everybody's saying hi. Pathfinder Bill. What's going on, dude? Always good to see the Pathfinder. Oh, my gosh. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for the super sticker, $5 super sticker. That's it. You just got to say super sticker. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the movie, because I know I sure as hell did. Frankie Rivera. Misty Streams, MJR is back. I know, right? I'm sorry, guys. It's been... MOTUNIVERSE really took up all my time. It really did. Mossman Sean, 20 hours away from me. So excited. Hello, friends. Good to see you, Sean. Sean, when it happens quick. And close your eyes. That's all I got to say. Close your eyes. Look away from the screen. Nolan, saying hi to Mossman. Hello, brother Nolan. What's going on, guys? Thank you guys for joining us today. It is, of course, it's a Wednesday. It's a school day, kids. Thank you for joining me and taking a little bit of time out of your evening to join me. It's so much fun to be able to hang with you guys. So before we really get into the weeds about what happened today with G.I. Joe, I did want to bring some attention to a wonderful project, which honestly I did not have time to shout out about this because MOTUNIVERSE was taking all my time. But now it's only 4 days away, and I really, really, really want to talk about this because when I first saw this at Toylanta, I was blown away. I was super excited about the project, and I wanted to talk about it because, I think it's a really great project. It's got some really cool designs by some wonderful designers. But at the same time, it's actually being done by one of my good friends. And I really want to talk about it because it really looks like a really cool series. They even got an homage figure, which I think a lot of Master of the Universe fans will be very, very excited about. But just before we get to that, Crash, $2 super sticker. Don't spend my $2 all in one place. I love you too, brother. Thank you so much for that. You're the best. Thank you, Crash. You're awesome. Cad Monkey. Yes. It was a great show. I hope you enjoyed it. No Chewing's in the house. What's going on, Chewy? Dude, we gotta get together and talk about MOTU. And I saw your little clip about the superhero landing. Love it. I love it. And just so everybody knows, he nailed it. Yes, he did. No, Chewy nailed that landing. And of course, Nolan saying hi to everybody who comes in the chat. Awesome stuff. All right. So, guys, if you haven't already heard, this project has been going on for the last month. And I'll be honest with you, it captured my imagination, not only my imagination, but the imagination of so many people, as you'll be able to see right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I am talking about the Creative Realms Corsairs. This is freaking incredible. You can definitely give them a like and follow over at Creative Realms LLC on Instagram. My good friend Terrance St. John is leading the charge on this, and I got to tell you, this is really something. It is really absolutely insane, and they are so close. They are so close. You can taste it, and they just went up again. You saw. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there it is, going up again and up again, faster and faster. They're 95% funded right now. They have 600 backers. Only 4 days to go. And they are at $148,696 of a $155,000 goal, literally on the precipice of funding. This is so important, guys, because these type of figures are honestly lacking in the market. There are not enough of these figures out there. And I wanted to bring some attention to this because I really do think that this is a really cool project. And I really wanted you guys to know a little bit more about it. Here's the problem. I can't remember if I put the audio on this. So what I'm going to do, because I'm an idiot, is I'm going to stop I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to stop the video. Hold on. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove for a sec. I'm going to stop the screen. I'm going to add the screen, and I'm making Terrence wait, but that's okay. You know, we got things to do. We got things to do. So we'll share the audio. Okay. And let's play this first. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in Terrence to talk a little bit about it, because honestly, when I first saw this I said it earlier, but when I first saw this at Toylanta, I was blown away. These things are incredible. So let's enjoy this launch video, and then we're gonna bring in Terrence, and we're gonna talk all about this because this is gonna be awesome. All right, let's take a look, guys.
In the beginning, the tides were ruled by gods and shattered by their war. From their final clash rose the Tide Realm Isles, and the captains who now battle for its fate. Now rumors stir of a power returning from the deep, and 3 factions rise to claim the realm. Captain Algol Deathmind, leader of the perished, eternal, unyielding, a force older than the tides themselves. With his crew at his command, he sails to return the seas to chaos. Captain Charybdis, commander of the Tideborn, the forgotten prince of the deep. He seeks the maw of the abyss and the drowning of the surface world. Captain Alistair Morningstar, leader of the Gentlemen of Fortune, orphan of the tides, and captain of the Debt Collector, a seeker of honor in a world without it, haunted by the power he fears lies within. Each figure is brought to life with industry-standard articulation, expressive interchangeable hands, and lore-forged weaponry. Every sculpt, every pendant, every map and coin bag, crafted with a detail only 4 Horseman Studios can deliver. These 3 sculpts birthed the bedrock of Tide Realm Corsairs, Wave 1, the Cursed Seas Collection. But this world didn't begin in the tides. It began with a dream.
Hi, I'm Quaid.
And I'm Abigail.
And we are Corsair Creations.
This is Tide Realm Corsairs. This has been brought to you by Corsair Creations.
Tide Realm Corsairs started as a dream we shared even before we were married, and it's a world we built together. I've dreamed of being a toy maker ever since I was a child. Because of my amazing wife, this community, and these Corsairs, that dream has the chance of becoming a reality.
We reached out to 4 Horseman Studios about a year ago and were met with completely open arms. From there, we were given a real path forward.
This line is more than toys to us. It's our story, it's our partnership, and it's the community we hope to build.
The captains of the Tide Realm lead Wave 1, but there is more to come. With yards apart, the Tide Realm will continue to expand. New captains, new crew members, new legends rising from the deep. The tides are shifting, the captains are ready, and the realm awaits its crew. Pledge your plunder, collect the Corsairs, build your crew to rule the realms. Because here, there be pirates.
Wow. Oh my God. Like that really, what's going on, Terrence? How you doing, brother?
What's going on, Jay?
Not
Always
bad,
good to see you.
Not bad. Dude, it's, I think, it's been 2 months, 3 months since we last saw each other. And in that time, wow, the project is launched. And I mean, You are so close. You guys are so close. Literally on the precipice of this. It's
Absolutely.
ridiculous. Literally, I'm confident you guys are going to hit it. But I wanted to, do my part and really just get anyone who hasn't heard about this on my, from my side, to know about this, because I remember when I saw these at Toylanta, I was blown away. I really was, and I'd heard rumors about them. I didn't know that you were involved. Just by just promoting it and really helping this along. But seriously, how did you get involved, and why pirates? Because you know what, I personally love the pirate scene. I don't think I loved Peter Pan and the Pirates. You know what I mean? Fox cartoons. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was a big fan of that show, and of course, everybody's a big fan of Pirates of the Caribbean. You know what I mean? If you're a video game aficionado, Black Flag for what's it called? Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Sure.
Those types of shipbearing games. A lot of people are into this stuff, right? The ship battles in that game in particular are huge.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just wanted to find out from you, how did you get involved in this project, and what is it that you guys are hoping to achieve outside of this first wave? Like, what are you guys looking for?
Sure. So I've always loved pirates. I grew up as a kid. You and I are fairly the same age, I think. I grew up with, back when I was a kid, there were pirates. There were pirate toys that you could find. Same thing, you could find cowboy toys. You can't really find those too much anymore, Western toys. I think that I think there's an appeal to the outlaw kind of rebel sort of aspect of pirates and cowboys that you just don't see anymore. Anytime that we see those kind of characters, like Jack Sparrow as an example, or even to some extent in space operas, I think Han Solo is kind of like almost like a space pirate to some extent. You know what I mean? Like, he's a smuggler. So I think there's those aspects where we see pirates in other lines. Of course, there are pirates throughout pop culture, but I just, as a toy collector, and I'm a massive toy collector, I just don't see them in the toy sections anymore, amongst the different things. I laugh because of the fact that I'm a huge MOTU guy, and I always feel like growing up, I always saw Trapjaw as kind of a pirate in a way, because he had the pirate skull on his belt, he had the hook hand. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like there's always like little kind of nods to pirates, but when I saw Quaid was putting this line together, I had seen him do a couple interviews and then saw the line at Legion's Con. I approached him, I talked to him about it, and they're a young couple in Wyoming. They basically put their money into getting these prototypes made, and they were kind of the mindset that they were going to put these at Legion's Con, start the Kickstarter, and hope that it worked. Now, you and I have both been around the toy scene for a long time, and I think that it takes more than just one con to get the idea across to the public. Even with all the support you can get from YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that, I think that there's always a need to have that experience of people coming to any toy show. Maybe they're looking for vintage toys, maybe they're looking for the newest thing. But, more and more, a lot of the toy shows I'm going to have representation from smaller independent companies like Savage Crucible, Mythic Legions. And I think there's now an appetite for supporting smaller independent ideas, fresh ideas that we're not seeing maybe from the bigger companies out there. And there's a confidence in getting behind these projects. So I talked to Quaid and I said, hey, listen, I go to a lot of cons, and I do. I go to about 12 cons a year, probably, maybe a little more than that. I travel a lot. I live in Florida, but I go up to Legion's Con. I go to Toy Con, New Jersey. I go to Zolo Con in Pennsylvania. I go to IshCon in North Carolina. I love to go to all these toy shows and meet toy collectors and see what different toy companies are doing. It's kind of like one of my favorite things to do. And I said to Quaid, I said, listen, I go to these shows anyway. How do you feel about maybe me taking these prototypes with me to these shows and trying to get more exposure for them? And we went from there, and we had come up with a plan and a schedule. And I've been doing this since I think February. We went to ZoloCon, and then we went to Toylanta, where I saw you there with Danny Green. And I mean, and again, you're no, stranger to Kickstarters yourself with Flipor and the potential of El Dragoon in the future. And so I mean, like, this is something, and of course you've championed for a lot of independent projects out there, whether it's MOTUNIVERSE or whether it's getting the Master Universe fan film made, or Flip War in the past. I mean, there's just been a lot of projects like this, and I think you are a perfect platform to talk about something like this. And it's just a matter of, I want to see these pirates come back. I want to see pirates made real again. The sculptures for these figures is fantastic. The paint job on them, Four Horsemen knocked it out of the park. Of course, Quaid and Abigail came up with the concepts for it. But then you have incredible paint work done by Eric Miller, who's previously worked for Harbinger Studios doing Savage Crucible, currently works for Four Horsemen. Sherry Lynn Cook, who worked for McFarlane and has been working for Four Horsemen for a number of years. They took on these three captains that have been the prototypes we've been bringing around to the different shows. And every time we go there, people get down really low and get really close to looking at the details on these pirates, because they're really taking, they're like, hey, we saw them online, but in person, they really look even better. It's incredible. And they marvel at the textures on the coats and things like that. So it's been really great.
Joy.
It's been really great to see people's reactions to these figures. But yeah, I mean, I just saw the opportunity to try to help Quaid get the idea out there.
Yeah, 100%. And I when I saw them at Toylanta, I was very, very excited, and I can't believe how far you guys have gotten. I mean, it really is a testament. And of course, as you said, you go to a lot of conventions. I go to a lot of conventions. You know what I mean? So it's pretty crazy to think that all of these things culminate in that idea. But I'm really impressed that you wanted to jump in and give your, basically it's not cheap to go. No. I get it. You're going anyway, right? I mean, as you mentioned earlier, you were already at IshCon. You know what I mean? So, and again, you go to these conventions all the time, seeing friends, and that's the big thing about this, right? We're all friends, and this is something where manning a booth is different from attending. You know what I mean? I think if you've obviously you've sold toys at shows and things like that, but manning a booth is very, very different. You got to talk to people, you have to engage with people. What's the response been from people when they see? Because like when I saw it, I was absolutely taken aback. I love the way you put the display up. Your backdrop and everything was really, really cool. What's been the response from most people when they first see this?
It's been great. I mean, it's really been, I would say the vast majority of folks tell us that they have seen these online or have been made aware of them, but they want to come and see them. And other people, I mean, probably the more fun experience is when I see people just, they're shocked by, they walk over and they're like, what are these? And that's more fun, I think. But, we get a lot of questions from people about, like, how many figures will there be? And what will this be? And how will it cost? And a lot of people want to know when there's going to be a ship or a giant creature like a Kraken. But, of course, I have to explain to them that, we have to get proof of concept here first. We got to get these figures off the ground first. And, of course, we'd love to do all that. Trust me, I talk to Quaid almost every day. And he's got ideas that are far exceed what we see here. But I'm even impressed by when we started talking, it was going to be basically these three captains, and if we were lucky, maybe we'd get some crewmates maybe at some point. Well, we kicked this off on May 1st, and within 24 hours we had gotten past our first threshold. And that opened up crew builders and what we call a pirates kit that allows people to take the coats off the pirates, put shirt arms onto them, have alternate heads. We've made pirate crew builders for each of the factions that have been shown. In the last few days, we've had on Monday, we revealed a brand new character who's going to be a Kickstarter exclusive called Brine Jaw, who's a shapeshifter. And then this morning, we unlocked the first of our stretch goals a little bit early, which was the Coral Wraith. So he went live this morning, and that also unlocked both the pirate gear and marauder gear, which gives collectors the opportunity to put hook hands and peg legs on these figures if they'd like, because these figures do have their own interchangeable parts. And so that you can basically, and that works with your crew builders too. So people can build out these characters any way they see fit to build out the crews of these particular factions. And so I think there's a lot of opportunity here for people to build their own canon if they so wish. Lots of head portraits that they can swap out and interchange to make these characters their own. So, I mean, and we have 2 more pirates that would basically, I think, are very close within reach. I think the next one is the one I'm most, I think might be your favorite too. I'm not sure, but he's definitely my favorite, which is going to be Captain Gravemore, the Storm Hexed, who may seem familiar to a lot of people. He definitely feels like he's channeling some nostalgic 80s villain vibes as far as I'm concerned.
I definitely love him. He's really,
Yeah.
really cool. Because again, I don't know, he kind of looks like somebody. I don't know quite who he looks like, but he looks like somebody. I there's something about him.
I feel like his real name might be Kelpor. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sure, but he
I'm loving
definitely captures. I've always loved Skeletor. I think one of my favorite things is that me and Alan Oppenheimer share the same birthday. We're both from April 23rd. So, as many other people are born on that day, when I found out that Alan Oppenheimer, the voice of Skeletor, shares my birthday, that seemed to be something I just felt was meant to be, because I love that character so much. But
that is so cool.
yeah, I wish I could have made it out to MOTUNIVERSE, but it wasn't in the cards for me this year.
That's okay, brother. Not everyone can make it all the way out to California. I mean, I had to do a lot to get out there myself. But yeah, we just got one more pledge. It's great. It's great. Thank you, guys. Continue to pledge. We're so close to the $155,000 goal. I mean, it's 95% done. We're so very close, and only 4 days left to go. But I'm pretty confident that this is going to make it, and I'm very excited to see where this leads. Obviously, as Terrence mentioned, the deluxe Army Builder Ghost, the Coral Wraith, was unlocked. It was today, right?
This morning it was unlocked. Yep, and as a bonus, Quaid and Abigail are throwing in 2 additional head portraits that were not originally part of this, that will match him. So I think they show those up at the top there, the bonus unlocks. So this way you can, if you buy multiples, and I won't be upset if you guys buy multiples, but this way you can display him with all his different options. He is the only deluxe figure in the wave. He comes with a ton of different options as far as weapons, as far as different appearances. So I think with those bonus unlocks, it actually gives him a total of 4 different heads. And these are supposed to be like these ethereal ghosts of the tides that they could look like different creatures. But it has a very I'm trying to think of what the right term is here. I apologize. It's like a photo reactive paint that's going to be on there, and it has a look of like a coral or aquatic camouflage. So it's going to be an interesting looking figure. It's not your standard figure there. So because of these extra inclusions of weapons and things like that, he's a little more expensive. But I still think these figures are very much on target what you would expect to pay for. A character like from Mythic Legions, as an example.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so a couple questions right off the bat, which I know a lot of people are going to ask. First of all, with this character, you say it's photoreactive paint. So does that mean it glows in the if you charge it up, it glows in the dark? Is that?
I don't think it's glow in the dark, but it almost has like a fluorescent kind of look to it.
Gotcha.
So it's going to have an interesting reaction. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Second question. You did mention, of course, the 4 horsemen, who obviously are involved and are deeply involved in the sculpt of this. Are these interchangeable with current lines of mythic legions or cosmic legions at all?
So not exactly. I would say that the true answer is no. Like, so for instance, you can't pop and swap these directly with a Mythic Legion figure. However, by the same token, I also want to say, in all honesty, that a true customizer always finds a way. You know what I mean? So, these are not going to be like when you take out two Mythic Legions figures and want to pop apart their parts and pop them together. But, the thing is, people take different lines of figures and mix and match them on a regular basis. So, in that way, I would say yes, but they're not meant to be. Mythic Legions are their own thing. They pop and swap with Cosmic Legions and Figura Obscura. Four Horsemen has a patented system that they use. And when they do projects like this, they make sure that it's slightly different than that.
Which is totally understandable. I totally get that. But I love the fact that you're also, having available for pledges the actual, weapons packs and different accessories. Those are really cool. Obviously, people love to, like you said, with space dramas, for example, and the idea that is, especially they're incorporating it right now in multiple different genres, like even Master Universe. I don't think this is a spoiler. I think people already know this, but the types of guns that they have, the blasters that they actually have more of a old world type of design. You know what I mean? Like if you look at Tila's blaster, her sidearm, it's actually quite, it looks like it's made of like oak. You know what I mean? And her actual staff gun looks like it's made of some sort of like old rifle, like an old style rifle, right? So you could definitely incorporate these into like even like space type of operas.
Sure.
Right? So it's definitely a wonderful addition to the overall toy mythos. This is the final 4 days, 95% funded, and you do have a set of wonderful characters here. Which one is your favorite? Because I know which one I have, but I'm curious to find out which one of these is your favorite.
I think that I have a bit of a toss up between two of these three captains. And I love all of them. I mean, I think they all bring a little something different to the table. And it's funny because I think most of the time I like the human character because of the fact that they're the ones that kind of immerse you into a universe, but in this particular case, I can't help it. I am definitely more torn between Captain Deathmoid, who I think, especially when you see him in person, is like, and it's funny, this is something I hear from a lot of folks. They walk up and they love his grin. Like he has almost a grin to him. And like, the fact, I should mention the hats are removable on these characters. So like when they wear the tricorners, they do come off and you can actually display the character without them. But I also just love the paint work and the detail on Captain Charybdis, which is the Tideborn character with the, or some people like to call him the squid-headed figure. And there's so much detail to his overall character. There's all these barnacles and elements to his boots, his shoulder pauldrons, his gauntlets that like are just something I don't think I've ever seen anywhere else. You know what I mean? He's just a very unique looking character.
Yeah, 100%. I'm definitely digging the Cthulhu vibes. You know what I mean? I really like the type of squid idea. Obviously, he looks like Davy Jones. There's a similarity between him and Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Men Tell No Tales and stuff. So there's a lot of great homages to different characters that have been in media in the past. I really am leaning towards Captain Alistair Morningstar. I like him for multiple reasons. He's probably the most human of these characters, which doesn't mean that he's weak by any stretch of the imagination. But I really do have that affinity for like Jack Sparrow type characters. You know what I mean? And the type of rogues that come with them, and the idea that he's an actual human being with an interesting backstory means that he has to fight insurmountable odds. You know what I mean? Like these two guys look more like they're supernatural, right? Whereas he looks a little bit more grounded. But we've seen in multiple different media that that usually doesn't make a difference. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
the archetype characters that you're representing here, they take on those challenges and keep moving forward. It's fascinating, of course, being sculpted by Four Horsemen, how well they fit in with Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions. But at the same time, they're very, very much their own thing. Um, how much development was there? Like, do you know how much development time there was spent on these characters for the Four Horsemen? And did anybody was there a lot of input from the creators originally, or did they just let the Four Horsemen do their own thing after seeing the designs?
So I'll tell you what I do know, and I mean, there's probably more to it that Quaid could probably expand upon, but I would say that from what I understand, it was a fairly quick process. I mean, by Quaid's perspective, I think he would have liked it even faster, but I think the reality is, like, I mean, this has all happened in less than 2 years, so I think Quaid and Abigail wrote an email to Four Horsemen, I believe, at the beginning of 2025. And here we are in June of 26, and we have these prototypes that are on Kickstarter right now. So, I mean, I think for that to happen in about 18 months is probably pretty incredible to have gotten this far. And I mean, these figures were on display at Legions Con in November. So, I mean, that's pretty incredible. I think if in less than 10 months, let's say, that those figures went from a request of an idea to the point of being fully developed as prototypes. Now these are not articulated figures that we've been taking out. They're you can move the arms and legs, but these are not the finished product. Obviously, they haven't been produced like most Kickstarter projects. We're at that early stage where they're good enough to be shown. They are paint masters that have been painted by the painters I mentioned earlier, Eric Miller and Sherry Cook. But Quaid and Abigail, from what I understand and from what they've said a couple times, is they originally brought a Bible of about 50 characters and concepts to Four Horsemen. And I think that the discussion between Eric Mays, aka Cornboy, and them, who basically takes lead on developing these independent projects, it was basically decided, because of the budget and because of what they wanted to achieve, that they should go with the three captains that represented the three biggest factions within the storyline. And so they focused on that. From there, there are now these other characters that have been unlocked that belong to these storylines. But there are far more characters that Quaid and Abigail want to bring forward, and that's believed that, again, this yourself from working with Kickstarters, that, it's tooling is expensive. So you try to get as much reuse out of the tool you have. My dogs apparently disagree with that opinion, but the idea is that we're going to try to get as much out of this tool right here that we have. And I think, to come up with these three very different characters that are, very heavily, I would say at least 65 to 70% based on the same buck. You don't feel that, you know what I mean? And reuse is pretty big within all the toy lines that are out there. But we have a lot of plans for what will happen in Wave 2. Obviously, if this is successful and if there's a lot of demand for it. I know that Abigail and Quaid have a female character that they've developed quite a bit in their audiobook that they have online that they've been distributing every couple days on YouTube on their own channel, the the Corsair Creations YouTube channel. So people can go there and get a lot of audiobook lore with sound effects and everything else. They've done an incredible job. Quaid actually has a background in voice acting, so that's apparent there. So there's no shortage of ideas. And then in the artwork that you saw probably at the beginning of that video you played, they had mentioned some god characters. Those are characters that, they're meant to be almost like Marvel celestial scale type characters. They would probably be something quite a bit down the line once there's more interest in this and, desire for it. But there's a lot of characters that they want to bring out. And I think we're looking forward to what they... Obviously, let's love these characters first, but there's a lot of characters that I think that I'd be very excited to see make it to production. And if people are following the audiobook or the lore that's on their website, You can probably get hints at who some of those characters are. Some of them are, like I said, there's definitely a female character, and there's definitely at least a creature, a more creature-like character that's been hinted at and even shown in some illustrations that I think some people would be very excited about. But that's going to require more tooling. So I think that's something probably in a wave 2, wave 3. But right now the idea is we get this off the ground, and who knows, the sky's the limit at that point.
For sure, 100%. Now, there are multiple ways that people can pledge, and there's a really cool. If you guys are really into these characters like I am, I think the all-in package is definitely one to go. $25, over $25 in savings, includes all the future stretch goals and unlocks, which is freaking crazy. This one, of course, is $500 for the all-in package. It already has 118 backers and ships anywhere in the world. But if you're not 100% sure about that, there's also the Tide Realm Corsair sticker pack, which is a lot easier if you just want to do some quick support. So $5 sticker pack if you guys want to just pledge that, which is quite popular as well. But then you have, of course, the digital deckhand, which are the illustrations for the Edge comics themselves. This is a really nice set at only $5 for that support. There's also the upgrade set. Now these are, I imagine you will still have to buy the figures even after the upgrade itself.
Sure.
But these are kind of cool. Showing what Captain Morningstar looks like with 2 eyes instead of just one. Captain Deathmod with a little bit more rot on the maybe he's got a little bit of flesh left over. And Captain Carabas with a very different looking head, a little bit more of a crustacean. So this one is definitely, I'm always into head packs, which I think are really fun. So this one's really cool. And then we have the weapons pack, which again, for me, this is really cool. And the reason I say that is because you can definitely interchange these with existing action figures that you already have. This is the Marauders gear pack. And like I said, one of these guns, I think, could actually be more futuristic, right? More steampunk type of inspired, right?
Sure.
Whereas the other ones are a little bit more flintlock types of ideas. But yeah, this is really cool. And it's only $25. So this one would be a really popular set for any photographers out there, any toy photographers. You also have the other colorway, which is really neat. It's actually got a hand grip wrap on one of them. And again, another $25 for that. And then you can actually get into the characters themselves. And now we have available is the Tideborn Crew Builder. So talk to us a little bit about these guys and how they come about.
So what's awesome is one of the questions we got from a ton of people as soon as we announced this is, these are pirates, they're captains. If you're a captain, you're not much of a captain if you don't have a crew. So,
That's true.
in the beginning, again, there was the conversation about, funding as far as prototyping, all that kind of stuff. And so the development came about as coming up with these alternate heads, and taking the bodies that exist without the coats on. So, creating a more dressed down version of the captains, but with alternate heads and, a different loadout on weapons. So for each of these captains, we basically give them a different loadout. So for instance, you can see with the Perish there or with the Tideborn, you have 2 different alternate heads, different colorways. So these are going to give the option of, instead of the typical light green Charybdis, here you have the bright orange Crew Builder and that more crustacean kind of head. And so that gives you the opportunity that if you wanted to buy a couple of these, you could at least have 2 different characters behind each one of these guys. And that's not even counting if you start incorporating things like those gear packs, those weapons packs, because you could give a guy a peg leg or a hook hand instead and make them an entirely different character as well. And as the line has unlocked other characters, there's even more heads. Like I said, on Monday, there was a new character. I won't jump ahead. I'll let you go through this, with the different crew builders. But, here at the pirate crew builder, you have a more scruffy, redheaded ginger pirate. You have a more clean-shaven blonde pirate. Again, you have the opportunity if you want to put the tri-corner on or tri-corner off. So you could really, build out your crew any way you like. And of course, if you have those gear packs, again, it comes down to whether or not you want to give a guy a hook hand or a peg leg. Heck, give him 4 different peg limbs. You know, I mean, you can make them starfish all over the place. But kidding. But the idea being that you could really, you could really diversify these characters quite a bit. You know, with different head swaps and different, limb swaps. You know.
Mhm. 100%.
Now here is the Captain Brian Jaw that, or sorry, First Mate Brian Jaw that was revealed on Monday. This gives you the opportunity to have this different colorway again with those Tideborn heads. This character is meant to be a shapeshifter, and if you look at his build, he actually incorporates quite a bit of all 3 factions. You know, you see the barnacles on the shoulder pads and the one arm that looks more like Captain Charybdis. He obviously has a skull head that looks more like Captain Deathmoid. And then, like, his clothing in general looks a little bit more like it might even be, more like some of the more traditional pirates. Now, I have to give a little story behind this. I did not know what this character was going to look like. I went to IshCon on Friday and saw the post that something was coming on Monday, and you would think I would know more about it, but I did not. Throughout the weekend, people were asking me, "Hey, what is the character going to look like? Can you give us a sneak peek?" And I couldn't. And they were saying that it would be revealed on Monday. And on Sunday, I was still telling people, I have no idea what it looks like. And Quaid had, I guess that morning, decided to reveal it to everybody else. So while I was telling people I didn't know what it looked like, somebody held up their phone and showed me it for the first time. So it was a surprise to me as well. I really thought that we were going to see something with the name Brine Jaw. I was almost expecting a Trapjaw type figure. But this was a very pleasant surprise. It was something different. I really do like the white take on the Tideborn heads. And I mean, I'm a sucker for skeletons, and I love the color purple. So it's nice to see more purple represented in the line. Gina is a big fan of the sword there that almost looks like it has like a purplish tinge to the blade. I don't think it's meant to represent Mace Windu in any kind of way at all, but it's just there. But no, it's another great addition. More opportunities either to enjoy this character as he's meant to be. He's unique in the sense that he also has a unique price point. He's a little bit more than our crew builders, but about $10 less than our captains. And I think that's to represent the fact that he does have, the 3 different head portraits. And that he does have, some more unique weapons, and I think he has at least one more set of hands than most of the characters. So,
yeah, and I think that the price, talking about the price, I think that these are incredibly good value for what we're looking at here. The number of points of articulation, the actual packouts themselves. I think that they get one big weapon, one sidearm, multiple different swappable hands, and of course just the incredible sculpts that are provided by the 4 horsemen. And of course, ranging anywhere from $55 all the way down to as low as $35. I really do think that there's a lot of great value here. And a lot of people seem to agree with me. 159 backers for Captain Agal, Death Mode, and 69 backers. And, I think Alistair is really cool, but obviously a lot of people love the monsters, so that's
sure.
That's but the all-in packs have also been selling well, so that's good. And then Caribus, same idea. I love that Cthulhu head and all the barnacles and the different crustaceans and the coral that's actually infested. All of the weapons are so really cool. Are really so cool with these figures. I'm really excited about this. And the coral wraith is really cool. And already 15 backers. That's from this morning, right? So that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
So really cool to see that there's still more ways to pledge. If you're interested in the different factions, you can pick up the Rise of Gentlemen of Fortune all in, which is $120, getting a pirate captain and a pirate crew builder, two pirate crew builders, and the Captain Morningstar himself. That's a really good value for only $120. The Surge of the Perished all in for $120. 2 crew builders, which you can have 2 different heads and 2 different styles. Captain Deathmoid as well. And of course, the Tideborn Awaken all in at $120. So you got 2 Tideborn crew builders and Captain Caribus. This overall, this is a great campaign. I really tip my hat to you guys, especially my pirate hat, if you will, and of course you, Terrence, for going all out and just putting yourself out there. It cannot be easy going to every one of these conventions, just working a booth the entire time, because I do it all the time. You know what I mean? I know how much work it involves, and by the end of the weekend, you're just absolutely spent. So
Sure.
my hat is tipped off to you as well, sir. For doing this, and with only 4 days left to go. Again, I'm rather confident that this will definitely fund. I just would like to see more figures unlocked, and more figures in the future. So, guys, please, if you haven't already, consider backing this project. They're 95% done. Actually, a little bit more than that now. At $148,876 of a $155,000 goal. I'll keep talking about this on my channel all the way up to the end, just like we did with Fall of Grayskull 2. I think that we can probably do a final live stream with you, Terrence, and maybe the creators. I think that would
be fantastic. Absolutely.
Right? And yeah, we could definitely get this over the finish line, maybe even more so. And I really am confident that this will definitely fund. They look like awesome figures, and I can't wait to see these guys ending up on people's shelves. Now, there are a couple of comments which I found interesting about this in the chat, and let's just go through a few of them. Rodimus Prime, I just grabbed the America 250th anniversary Super 7 Duke. Okay, dude. Sorry, I clicked on that. But good to see you, Rodimus. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. The one I did want to take a look at was Eric. Sorry, I love that. I love that photo. That's actually why I clicked on it. Don't worry, brother. We're here. And thank you so much for always popping in. Gina Pino Colada says, I keep saying he's the long lost cousin of someone we all know, love to hate, long lost sea cousin. Yes, that is Skeletor, of course, Gina. Thank you so much for those things. 100%, long lost cousin, absolutely. Tokyo Toy Banzai Skeleton Captain looks sick as F. That's right, 100%. The barnacles are amazing. You don't realize how good they are until you actually look at it. It's so good, which is true. Gina makes a really good point. When you see them in person, it really pops. It really is making it 100%. And that's actually why pictures really just don't do these things justice. It really is kind of crazy that way. Yojo C, I got the Skeleton Dude order. I wish I had more cash to get the other ones. There you go. Obviously, why he's the most popular character right now.
I will say, just as an add-on to that, so, obviously for those out there that are, obviously maybe a little strapped at the moment, I know there's a lot going on out there. And of course, we know what the world is like right now. Do what you can, you know what I mean? And don't feel any pressure to do beyond that. But, the thing is, if you like something here, get behind it and do only what you can comfortably do. At least it gives you opportunities to get into the backer kit later on if we are successful. And obviously in the backer kit, if you need to add things later on, you can definitely do that too. I think that's the plan. And we are offering pledge over time for those where that makes it a little bit easier. But, again, I never want somebody to go outside their comfort zone, but there are going to be more opportunities in the backer kit, hopefully, if this is successful. But don't let it scare you away from making an investment either. You know what I mean? So we will make it easy for you.
Obviously, Gina, of course, is going to mention that you guys do have pledge overtime. I wonder why Gina's being so helpful. I have no idea, but it's
it's almost like that she's very close to the project in some sort of way.
Practically in the same house. I don't know. It's
or she might even be on the couch next to me. You know what I mean? Like,
hi, Gina. How's it going? It's all good. It's all good. We wouldn't be trying if we didn't do that.
No, but she also has some stake in the game too. She wants to see that female pirate bad. So
100%, absolutely. Pathfinder Bill, I totally agree. Detail is amazing. Mike Bruno says, late to the party. So many live streams tonight. What up, Jay and chat? Good to see you, brother. Got the King Cobb, Tony, with the great stuff. Of course, we're going to talk about that later, Tony. But thank you for bringing it up. And yes, so many. No problem, Gina. It's all good. We're all here. And Micah, really think these are awesome. I can't find a way to budget these right now. If the green and purple skeleton captain gets unlocked, my resolve will be tested. Hope you release these at a retail. Well, Micah, they obviously Terrence and Gina are talking about the late pledging and of course the what's it called What are they called again?
Pledge
That's
over
right.
time.
No, backer kit.
Oh, backer kit. Sure. Sorry.
Yeah, backer kit. Exactly. So right after the initial pledging, that'll unlock, and hopefully we'll be able to get more and more figures, and just keep raising even after the fact. So it's all good, guys. Please definitely head over to the Tide Realm Corsairs on Kickstarter. I'm confident this is going to happen, but just in case, don't wait on this. Don't sleep on it.
Yeah, you never want to celebrate too early, and on top of that is, I mean, unfortunately, we've seen some Kickstarters in recent history that got so close, and I definitely don't want that to be the where we find ourselves. But because the last thing we want to do is be shipwrecked. We want to make sure we make it to the finish line, get to our destination, and like you said, let's unlock all these stretch goals together. I think for those who are looking for, Gravemore, I think he's not that far out of reach. I mean, I understand he's supposed to be $175,000, but I feel like these last couple days of a Kickstarter are always where you see the magic happen, and so hopefully we will see that happen for us as well. But that really depends upon the public support,
Absolutely. And I'm being very optimistic here, but I really do believe that this is definitely on its way to getting funded. Literally 4 days left, and you know what? I've seen it in the past. I know what happens on those last few days, but it's mostly because people right now, as you said, Terrence, they're budgeting, right? So
Sure.
they will draw it out as long as they can. But I can safely say that if you're this close, probably the last 2 days, you're probably going to see those people finally bite the bullet and make it happen. Because again, this is something that really needs to happen, and I really am so excited for this project. And I really want to wish you guys the best. And again, wanted to talk about this tonight. But again, I wanted to give a huge shout out to both you and Gina for going out there and really putting yourselves, in the line of fire and answering all these crazy questions. And really not giving enough information. I mean, drops are happening. You don't even know what to say. That's hilarious. I think that's.
Well, no, it was fun. It was fun. I mean, the thing is, it's nice to be surprised. It's just a matter of, we have really loved engaging with the people, and answering the questions as best we possibly can. I mean, I love these conventions regardless. Luckily, we have so many friends at these shows. We've been very fortunate. I can't say thank you enough to the event organizers who've had us at the shows. In particular, Brett Barton at Toy Atlanta put us directly across from Skeletron and Four Horsemen Studios, so the traffic was fantastic. We just got back from IshCon. We were right in front of the main entrance as people walked into the showroom. They were celebrating Year of the Pirate, so that made sense that we would be there. And ToyCon New Jersey, also a great, right in the backyard of the Four Horsemen. So again, fantastic all the way around. We're getting ready. We can't wait to be at Joe Fest. I don't know. Are you going to be at Joe Fest this year, Jay?
I'm going to see what I can do. I've got to San Diego Comic-Con. Again, funds are not what they used to be, right? Every dollar, and I'm from Canada, so our dollar is worth nothing. So it's harder for me to get out places, but definitely. Very excited about these particular figures, and of course, always excited to see you guys. And I'm hoping that if I am able to make it out to Joe Fest, that by that time you guys will already have been fully funded and maybe showing off more the figures wherever you go.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I'm really hoping and crossing my fingers for all that. But Terrence, let us know how people, how else people can reach you, and only 4 days left. So
Sure. Well, I mean, you can always find me on Creative Realms. I have my own personal channel that was around for quite a while called Terrence's Next Toy, but Creative Realms is really where we've mapped out these projects and really are trying to promote them. Obviously, you can also go to Tide Realm Corsairs on Instagram and Facebook. They have their own Facebook group. They have their own Instagram channel. And they have their own YouTube channel where you can check out that audiobook if you are so inclined. But, I feel like Creative Realms is kind of a hub where you can find some of these great Kickstarters that are happening right now. We are currently working with both Rise of the Fifth Sun, which is an Aztec mythological line. We are working with Tide Realm Corsairs, which is happening right now. And then we are also going to be working with From the Realm, which is the creation of JP and Carlos Badass Reviews, which is more of a horror themed line that'll be coming out probably towards the end of the summer. As far as for Kickstarter, I shouldn't say coming out like it's going to be available for purchase, but as a Kickstarter project, that'll be being promoted in the late summer. So, I mean, these are great brands. And the thing is, I really want to help these independent ideas come to life. And if you are somebody who loves unique and fresh new ideas, by all means, come to Creative Realms and check them out. We'll be there to support them and promote them.
Absolutely. And as we were talking, we're inching ever so closer to the $150,000 goal. We are right now at $149,126. So a little bit more happened tonight, but I'm sure over the next couple of days, things are going to tip over the finish line. And then, of course, we just got to get as many of these figures unlocked as humanly possible. So I want to thank Terrence and Gina for joining us tonight. Thank you guys so much. Hey. And, guys, get some rest while you can, because I know that in the next couple of weeks you're going to be where you can. In the next couple of days it's going to be nuts. So I hope, and let me know if you guys are going to do a live stream. I'd definitely love to do a simulcast, and we can push as far as we can go and get as much traction on this as possible. So
Jay, you invited us. I think you're taking point on it. It's all your responsibility now. You're doing the live stream on Sunday.
That sounds like a plan to me. So let me know.
But I'll help gather the forces. We'll get everyone on board, and we'll do it together.
Let's make it happen. So, guys, don't forget, definitely back and head over to Tide Realms Corsairs on Kickstarter. Give them a like and a follow, and of course, back this project. It really needs that. It doesn't really. I don't think it needs that much push, but I'm going to push anyway, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, guys, only literally just a little over $5,000, and we will see history being made. Another pirate toy line, which really, really kicks ass. So, Terrence, thanks again. And, of course, Gina, have a good night. I hope to see you guys in the next couple of days, and we'll do the live stream, okay? Bye.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Jay.
No worries. Take care.
Great.
There's Jim. There he goes. Yeah, guys. So, wow, just absolutely bonkers. As I said earlier, definitely to support this project. It's definitely one of those ones which I think is a long time coming, and it has such a pedigree. The Four Horsemen are involved, wonderful different characters. They look so inspired, and again, you can watch more about the lore on the YouTube channel, Tide Realm Corsairs, and of course they have their own Instagram page. And definitely follow Terrence on his Creative Realms LLC. That is Terrence's webpage. Instagram page. And check out his journey, because he's gone literally everywhere. When he said he's gone everywhere, he literally has gone freaking everywhere. And again, they've been doing some really crazy things and have been hitting massive milestones over and over and over again. I'm confident that this is going to fund, but you know what? We can't rest on our laurels. We have to do what we can. So I forgot about this. Wishing I was on MOTUNIVERSE. That's okay, brother. We know what you wanted, and just how hard it is to come all the way out to the other end of the country. So we don't take any offense to that. We really appreciate you guys. So yeah, guys, definitely follow Terrence. Great guy, and of course, definitely help fund this project. We're so freaking close, just a little bit over $5,000, and we will have made history. But yeah, Lady Virgo Cool, always good to see one half of the rough shot stocks. Good to see you, my friend. And yeah, I'll try my best to see you in a couple of weeks. Yojo C, great line. Good luck. Absolutely. We're going to keep pushing for that one 100%, and hopefully we'll get closer as the days draw near. Not too long now, everybody. Not too long now. Alex Valdez in the house. I do love that swashbuckling pirate genre. Yes, 100%. It really has exploded thanks to the popularity of Black Flag and other games like that. So it's really a lot of fun. But today, things really did kind of take their own turn. Talking about piracy, talking about pirates in their own right. Hasbro. Seems like they have some mutiny going on. It seems like something happened in Mutiny. So, guys, if you didn't already know, a number of years ago, has it been a couple of years now? Jeez Louise. There was a movement, for a lot of people who are collectors of GI Joe and army based figures. A lot of people were sort of clamoring for a more traditional version of Cobra Commander, and it got so far that a number of fans were basically asking the question, where is the hooded Cobra Commander? Where is hooded Coco? And this really sort of hit a nerve with a whole bunch of people in the community. And it really made us all question, like, what is the big deal with, hooded Coco? Why is no one talking about it? And it really came to a head because they were releasing multiple versions of Cobra Commander. And I guess it just became this movement that people were just like, we want hooded Coco. And I'm pretty sure Hasbro didn't really make an official statement on it. Somebody can correct me in the comment section, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Hasbro kept tight-lipped about it. But I think that there were members of the community who basically were going around and explaining, no, it's probably because of this, or it's probably because of that, or it's probably because it hits some nerves in certain communities, which are understandable to a certain degree. But you know what? We've seen Hooded Cobra Commanders released multiple times in multiple different versions throughout the history of G.I. Joe. So it was just one of those things where people were just literally scratching their heads like, you did it before. How come you can't do it again? But it somewhat falls in line with the whole same idea that, well, I mean, there was a Hut Slayer Leia once upon a time. How come we don't have Hut Slayer Leia now? Right? Again, it's just one of those things. But as a very good friend of mine, Michael Mercy, has always said, plastic finds a way. All right, and plastic apparently did find a way, because if you didn't know, today, after much speculation, on the launch of Yojo June, which of course is the celebration of G.I. Joe, and kicks off the whole month of G.I. Joe related action figures and releases. Thanks to our good friends over at histank.com, a wonderful news resource for G.I. Joe related news. Give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. They did a whole coverage on the actual Yojo June YouTube live stream, which was freaking awesome. A lot of crazy things happened, including some reissues and new issues of vehicles and figures, which many of us were hoping for. But it was a really great time for everybody who's involved in G.I. Joe. But let's cover the first thing, the elephant in the room. That is, of course, Hooded Cobra Commander. This is crazy, okay? Because literally a couple of years ago, I don't even know if they were even allowed to talk about this character, and for multiple reasons, for any number of reasons, they were not allowed to talk about this character. And now, seemingly, we are actually getting a full throne, not just the Hooded Coco, not just his staff, not just his globe of world domination. No, we're getting a full-on freaking throne, man. This is crazy. This is nuts. And boy, does it look freaking awesome. I thought Serpentor's air chariot was cool. This thing is freaking awesome. It really gives me the urge for a freaking Terradrome, right? Like that, to me, that's what that is. Or a Cobra Temple, right? I mean, like there's like, so what happened here exactly? No one's ever going to tell us the truth on this. No one's actually going to tell us how did this come about. But one thing I think we can maybe infer from this, right, is that they really are leaning into the Sunbow cartoons. I think that cannot be denied. From the mass device, which is still being populated as we speak right now, right? Multiple different versions, the polar bear, Snake Eyes, all that kind of stuff. To the confirmation about the SDCC exclusives during the live stream, let's just have a really quick. We're jumping ahead here, but that's fine. The Fatal Fluffies right? A complete Sunbow cartoon homage, like 100%. You know what I mean? I think the Fatal Fluffies, if I'm not mistaken, they had a release years ago in the 3 3/4 inch scale. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I remember seeing Fatal Fluffies somewhere. I know for a fact that the Fatal Fluffies were released by Super 7 in the Reaction line last year. But now the Fatal Fluffies are now entering, and this is an SDCC exclusive, mind you. But I'm pretty sure eventually these will come out eventually. But this version, the Fatal Fluffies, with their Fatal Fluffies cereal box, and of course their diminutive non-transformed versions are going to be available at San Diego Comic-Cons. But also, I think the next day they'll also be available on Hasbro Pulse for Hasbro Pulse premium members. First day, and then the general public the next day. So really excited about these characters. But again, Sunbow, animation heavy, 100%. And then out of absolutely nowhere, like I thought the Fatal Fluffies was a shock, but then absolutely a complete shocker, where we have Shipwreck in his, like, this was you know what, I just have to say this. Anybody growing up with G.I. Joe, this episode was a complete mind F. Okay, it really was. I remember watching this episode thinking, what the heck am I watching? I was a kid. I was an absolute kid. It really was, something. It was a psychological, trauma that I don't think I'll ever get back. You know what I mean? Shipwreck Cadet is going to be something that is going to be at least for collectors, of G.I. Joe. It's definitely one of those ones which hits a lot of notes in terms of like what you remember as a kid. Again, I encourage you to go watch the episode. Somebody help me. Which episode is it? I'm trying to remember exactly the episode itself. Because I can't remember the name of the episode. Maybe it's actually in the article here. So G.I. Joe exclusives. So this one is the G.I. Joe Classified Series 205, Shipwreck versus Cadet Deming. There's no place like that's right. There's no place like Springfield. That's what it was. So it was this episode called "There's No Place Like Springfield," and it basically involved Shipwreck. And I don't want to give too many spoilers, but basically he has to escape Cobra's clutches, and I think I'll leave it at that because it really was one of those crazy episodes, and it really was kind of nuts. And if it wasn't for Paulie, it would not have been possible for him to escape. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting exclusive, bar none, and yeah, it just digs so deep into the lore, and that particular episode for what's it called, for Sunbow cartoons, it really is crazy, and it is a wonderful pack out for this SDCC exclusive, and I can't wait personally. It is a really cool overall homage to the cartoon. So yeah, these two SDCC exclusives, the Fatal Furries, and there's no place like Springfield, like crazy stuff happening for San Diego Comic-Con. But they will be available for Hasbro Pulse a little later afterwards. But yeah, Hooded Cobra Commander probably would not have been possible if it wasn't for Hasbro really leaning deeply into Sunbow. I think that really opened the door for them to actually get this character out in the way that they've done it. And he is freaking amazing. There's a lot of reuse here. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, the boots are from Dr. Mindbender. The body itself is much of it is actually from the first release of Cobra Commander himself. And of course, it's a brand new head sculpt with I believe it is a soft goods cape, which is freaking awesome. He comes with a couple of different swappable hands, a pointing hand, a gripping hand, two pistol trigger hands. He also has a knife, the globe with the serpent in it, and of course his signature blaster. He also comes with a scepter, the actual scepter, which I do believe we've seen before with someone else, but it looks freaking awesome. And of course that freaking throne, man, that freaking throne. So here's the only problem with this. And it's not like we weren't warned. We were warned about this by our good friend Dan Larson over at Toy Galaxy. He posted an actual, like, a modus operandi. I mean, like, they literally wrote like a whole dissertation on this because he knew what was actually going to be happening. On the second page of this mission report, he goes on to say, yes, Cobra Commander will pre-order tomorrow, June 3rd. This was like the day before. And if it wasn't clear, the crown is removable. It's a fan channel exclusive, not made to order, so that there was so much so that there was as much access to the item as possible. If, in bracket, when it sells out, I'm already working on a contingency plan for a second production run. Once the demand is there, we will produce more. If we used the made-to-order model for this, you'd all have to wait another year for this figure. By doing it this way, the first production run, which I planned a higher production run on, will be in your hands later this year, and I'm excited for you to get to get this so that you all have it, which is amazing. Now, I think that was actually one of the producers who actually let this mission report go. I don't know who actually it was, but true to form, did not have a chance. Did not have a freaking chance. I went on. I was actually at a client's this afternoon, and I logged on around I think it was like 11:30. So this went live at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I logged on at 11:30, and it was already sold out. It was already sold out on Hasbro Pulse. Like, absolutely freaking bonkers. Already sold out. Did not have a chance. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that on the, let's see where it was. Hold on. On the actual post, that's funny. Where is it? Huh? Where'd it go? Wait a second. Hold on. Oh no, this is Toy Galaxy. Sorry. Yeah, on. Let's see here. I think it's Hasbro Pulse. Yeah. On the Hasbro Pulse Instagram page, quite literally right here, Cobra Commander. Yeah, you said it. Matt Hatteras, LOL, sold out. Yay. And right after that, I literally replied, never had a chance, already sold out. It was crazy. Luckily, to the rescue, this is a fan channel exclusive, as Hasbro has mentioned. So multiple different fan channels have picked it up. And I was able to pre-order it on Big Bad Toy Store. Now, you'd think that that's a good thing. However, I think a few hours later, 221, what's it called? Cobra Commander. A few hours later, they also sold out. Like, oh my God. And it was a limit of 2 per customer. Crazy. That's in freaking sane. I cannot freaking believe it. It actually sold out on Big Bad Toy Store probably just as quickly. As soon as people started figuring out that was actually available, it also pretty much sold the F out. It was nuts. It was absolutely crazy. I think if Entertainment Earth now is probably one of the only places to pick it up. No, it is sold out. What the heck? Oh my God. Oh my God. It is sold out. This is nuts. This is crazy. Okay. So guys, the G.I. Joe Classified Deluxe Series Cobra Commander Coco has sold out. Now, I'm in Canada, so let's check out Titan Toys. Let's see. So here it is. And it is still available for pre-order. So, guys, if you are in Canada and you would like a chance at getting a Coco, or even if you're in America and you don't mind paying, the extra shipping, you need to head over to Titan Toys right now, because Titan Toys has it available for pre-order, and it's my understanding that this is limited stock. So, basically, don't sleep on this. Hooded Cobra Commander definitely is. He definitely is a figure who a lot of people are looking for, and a lot of people have been anticipating all this time. So if you need Hooded Coco in your life, you can head over to TitanToys.com and pick him up as soon as possible, because I'm pretty sure now that I'm talking about it, it's probably going to sell out too here on the Canadian website. So absolutely bonkers that this is actually happening. Let's check out Nerdzoic. Let's see maybe if it's available here. So heading on to Nerdzoic. No, it's sold out on Nerdzoic. Oh my god, this is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. Okay. I'm gonna check GameStop. 221 Cobra Commander. I don't know. Okay, here we go. There's no freaking way. Wait a second. Oh my god, it's sold out too, because it's right. You can see it right here. There's the link. One day ago, G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Commander in dress uniform and throne, issue number 221. I click on it, and it says, we could not find the page you're looking for. Never had a chance, guys. Never had a chance. This is crazy. So, yeah, the only place right now that I can find, anyway, is on the Canadian sites, which, of course, is Titan Toys. Holy crap. And just as a matter of record, let's go to Toy Snowman. Let's see what is going on over there. I'm pretty sure it will be right here. G.I. Joe. There's Cobra Commander. And yes, so the Canadian sites still have availability. I would consider, basically, if you're really looking for to get this pre-ordered ASAP, I would try to go on one of the Canadian sites. Remember, Canadian dollar is really competitive right now for the Americans. So definitely do the conversion, right? They even offer Cecil, both Titan Toys and Toy Snowman. So yeah, guys, definitely, I would not sleep on this though. This is absolutely crazy. So yeah, if you're looking for, I mean, GameStop is sold out. So is Nerdzoic. Entertainment Earth is sold out. Let's check. You know what? Maybe. Toy Stalker. Let's try Toy Stalker. So heading over to Toy Stalker. And where is... Let's try Cobra Commander. Let's see if he comes up. Okay, no. Is it already sold out? Wow, that would be crazy. Hold on. G.I. Joe. Interesting. So not really seeing any that many G.I. Joes on. Hold on. Yeah, not really seeing too many G.I. Joes on Toy Stalker. But I'm pretty sure you can call them up and they can probably order it. It is a fan channel exclusive, so they should be able to get it and get their hands on it. So I would call Toy Stalker and get them to order it for you. I think that's a big possibility. But yeah, everywhere else except for the Canadian sites right now, as far as I can tell, are sold out. Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, Nerdzoic, GameStop, all sold out. So wow, Hooded Coco, just freaking crazy. So yeah, for Hooded Coco, he is not an SDCC exclusive. I think a lot of people were thinking he would be. No, the two SDCC exclusives are the Fatal Flurry, Fluffies. Am I getting that right? Fatal Fluffies, as well as There's No Place Like Springfield for Shipwreck and Cadet Demi, along with Polly and the Machine. So definitely get yourselves ready, guys, because San Diego Comic-Con is just around the corner. Rounding out the rest of the announcements for Yojo June, there were a whole bunch of them that actually came to pass. The Desert Vamp was announced. So this is the desert version of it. If you missed out on the original Vamp, and they did announce that the original green version will be reissued soon. So the Vamp Mark II is going to be released, but also the desert theme, the original green version will actually come out. Deep Six was already announced, but they had actual in-hand shots of Deep Six, so that was freaking cool. Seeing him at the show, so he looks freaking awesome. Again, following into that Sunbow cartoon line. And then we got the red Trouble Bubbles as well as Snake Eyes. I think that's Snake Eyes. Let me just double check. It's the Battle Box, the TJ Bang, and So look at here. Yeah, I think it's a 2-pack if I'm not mistaken. Somebody can correct me on that one. But it is the Bang Box, Battle in a Box. Sorry, Battle in a Box in hand. And then there's TJ Bang and NF Scarlet. These two are part of the Ninja Force, from what I remember, and they look freaking cool. Awesome to see these guys. And then they had a couple of name-only reveals. Actually, wait. Oh, they did have Action Man. Now, somebody's going to have to remind me who this guy is. Action Man. I have no idea about who Action Man is. I'm pretty sure people are yelling at me right now. But he looks kind of neat. Don't remember if he was actually part of the Sunbow cartoon. Somebody can remind me. But, yeah, he looks pretty cool. Looks like a action type of dude. And then there is... which one? The Red Pad, Grand Slam, and Flak. So another wonderful G.I. Joe Ordnance pack out that looks freaking awesome. Of course, comes with a figure and really looks cool. Can you tell that I'm not as engaged with G.I. Joe as I am with my Master Universe right now? A couple of name-only reveals as well. I believe it is Avalanche Response and Dusty and Sandstorm. So that's freaking awesome. Obviously, a lot of people were wondering when Sandstorm and Dusty would be released. So it's really cool to see these two name-only reveals. And that would wrap it up for Yo Joe June. A lot of great different unveils, new vehicles, in-hand examples of figures who have already been announced. And of course, Hooded Coco. Man, who would have thought after all this time, Hooded Coco would actually be a thing? Absolutely freaking bonkers. Just nuts. Hasbro turned the toy world upside down today. And man, what a way to do it. What a time to do it. So random, really. A lot of people were saying it's a random release. Like Bruno, the barnacles on the jackets are really top notch. Absolutely. Passing on that Shipwreck 2-pack, unfortunately. Micah, Cobra Commander was always way too expensive, hard to pass. Maybe $50 max on him. $70 is crazy. Well, it does come with a throne, Micah. I do I consider that as a bit of a bonus. Yo Joe C, I got the sideshow Hooded Coco, and that one's also great. Absolutely. Pathfinder Bill, is the cape and crown removable? Yes, they are both removable as far as I can see. I believe that they actually mentioned that as well. Mike Bruno, I think Entertainment Earth is the only place CC is available. Nope, sold out. Sold out. Yep. Oh, damn. Yo, Joe C, I just ordered one on Entertainment Earth like 10 minutes ago. They had 12, and now it's gone. Absolutely disappeared. Chris Alan. Sorry, dude. Sorry, Chris. I thought Chris Alan. Sorry, brother. Chris Allen. Dude, it's a long night. I'm sorry. Chris Allen, good to see you, brother. I was able to get him for $51 on EE. Congratulations, bro. It literally, I don't know how, but it sold out as I was talking about it. Mike Broner, definitely overpriced, but we've been waiting years for Hooded Coco. Absolutely. Yo, Joe C, Deep Sis is selling out also. It's crazy, right? Entertainment Earth still has him. Check out that EE. Check that. EE's just sold out. Crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. Mike Brono, thanks. Nice work getting him that much better price. Absolutely. Yeah, hopefully they'll honor that $51 price. We'll see what happens. That's probably why it's sold out all of a sudden. Yojo C, money saved passing on the SDCC drops. Mike Bruno, can't wait for the reissue Green Vamp that was poorly distributed the first. Yep, I never had a chance. Never had a chance. Slight Beyond Sight. What's up, peoples? I just got back from seeing Master Universe. I had a blast. Absolutely. It is freaking awesome. Action Man is an update of the older 12-inch line that Hasbro did. He's the 90s version, I think. I did not know that. Chris Allen. I can't wait to see MOTU moving over. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Micah, Action Man was a line of 12-inch figures in the early 2000s. It only lasted a short time in the USA, but continued on, I believe, today in Europe. Oh, cool. Yojo C, gonna see the MOTU movie this weekend. I also cannot wait. It's gonna be sick. And Mike Bruno, cannot wait for MOTU also. Speaking of MOTU, guys, obviously things are just moving quickly towards SDCC. And of course, if you're heading to to Joe Fest, I hope you guys enjoy. But speaking of Masters Universe, we're gonna wrap this up in a nice little bow, because Masters Universe also had its own. I mean, it's been going strong all this whole time, right? I mean, like it's all Masters Universe all the time right now, which I love. But right now, today, another crazy drop, absolutely nuts. Thanks to our good friends over at HeMania.com, guys. HeMania.com is the #1 stop for Master Universe news on the internet all year round. They're a dedicated Master Universe fan site. Definitely give them a like and a follow. Tell them that Jay sent you. Along with the multitude of different announcements, including a Fortnite dance-off, which was freaking awesome. I gotta love it. And major spoilers, which I don't think we're gonna get into tonight. Maybe we will. I'm not sure. But we'll find out. This dropped, and I could not believe it. According to HeMania.com, details and full details at HeMania.com, the new Kids Core line Master Universe Movie Battle for Eternia 2-in-1 playset is finally revealed, as well as a new Skeletor figure. Thanks to the amazing Dark Knight Skeletor, please give him a follow. And also thanks to MOTU Origins Cork and DG Simo 1982 for the heads up. 100%. It appears to be what looks like Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain conjoined, which is interesting. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But there also seems to be a brand new Skeletor also included. So let's head over to. Oops, I'm going way too far. Let's go ahead and head over to Dark Knight Skeletor. The Dark Knight Skeletor. Definitely, guys, give him a like and a follow. He's doing some amazing work for us. And yeah, on his page, we can see right here a couple of videos displaying some of these amazing works. And these are insane. Now, he's also showing some of his other custom sets, which is awesome. But we'll take a look at the photos themselves right now. So here we have what appears to be Castle Grayskull with Beastman in front of it. Now, this, of course, is in the style of the movie edition of Castle Grayskull, but it is stylized for the core collection. Rather faithfully, though, I do have to say. I do enjoy the way it looks. I do like the way it looks. The stone is a bit yellowish, which is kind of in sharp contrast to what it appeared like in the movie, because in the movie it's actually stone, like stark white, like some sort of like limestone. But now it's actually kind of like yellow. It's kind of weird. It does have that orange moss that's growing all over the castle, which is interesting. And it appears to actually include the pedestal of the Sword of Power, which is neat. We actually had that at MOTUNIVERSE, and you guys can see that on the MOTUNIVERSE official Instagram page. It's very faithful to the movie. It's got those side, I guess, like arches, which have the holes where the actual teeth of the jawbridge line up, which is awesome. It also has, which is kind of crazy, a place for the Sword of Power to insert and open the jawbridge. Now, I don't know anybody who's actually going to go out on that ledge or non-ledge to actually do that. You got to be kind of crazy to do that. I think He-Man could probably do it, but anyway. And we have Beastman just right in the front, guarding the castle gate, which is fascinating. And at the top, we do see another figure of who we'll eventually find out is Skeletor. Now, this is fascinating. Conjoined to the playset is Snake Mountain. Now, is this a yin and yang kind of idea? Because if it is, interesting choice, Mattel. Interesting choice. Obviously, it looks like they are literally joined together, much in the same clasp that's used in most traditional Master Universe playsets. But now they're actually physically conjoined. So obviously, it's to make it clasp in on themselves. Again, fascinating. But I do like the overall direction. It's not as faithful as many of us would expect. Obviously, Serpos, his head is actually very much separate from the mountain, even in the movie. Here, it's actually taken on more of a snake layer type of motif, where it's actually built right into the mountain. It really is an interesting take on the way it looks. The jaw is actually articulated. It looks like, so it can actually close, which is fine. But I do like the sculpting on the snake itself, very much like the way it looked in the movie. The front gates where Goatman actually welcomes in the travelers of Tila, He-Man, Man-at-Arms, and Roboto. I don't think that's a spoiler because it's in the trailer, and it looks like there is a pathway leading up to the throne of Skeletor. So absolutely stunning. We do see a skeleton warrior in the front there, a Skelegoon. And the rest of it's actually quite massive. You can actually see this whole, wow, it kind of wraps around. This thing's huge. It's actually a really big playset. And these, of course, are the stalactites and stalagmites of the valley surrounding Snake Mountain. You can even see the secret path inside of the mountain. This is really neat. And on the other side, you actually see a separate piece of the bridge, which leads up to Castle Grayskull. And it's actually been broken apart. Looks like it's almost falling. But you can actually attach He-Man using a foot peg onto this, which is really neat. So, wow. That is crazy. Now, these are apparently leaked photos of this set. And it's fascinating to see how big it is, actually. This thing's massive. But I'm wondering, I'm curious to see, it looks almost like, if I didn't know better, I would think that this is the playset, just these two pieces. I don't know if I'm reading too far into this, but I don't know if it kind of looks like this is the playset here, and the rest seems almost like it's a custom design. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. But, my brain is telling me that this stuff here, because the way it's sculpted, the way it looks, it doesn't look like it's actually part of the playset. I don't know. What do you guys think? What did you guys tell me what you think? Because this is a huge playset. This is a massive playset, if that's the case. And like I said, it seems to me like these two pieces here are the playset. I don't know. I'm kind of confused on that. But you guys tell me what you think, because it is actually rather, wow, that is massive. I want to see what the box looks like, because this alone on the box just doesn't seem possible. I am confused. I wonder, like, what does it actually say anything on the post? What does it say here? Hold on for a second here, really quick. What does this actually translate to? Hold on. So, is there a translate button here? Where's translate? There is no translate button. Okay, hold on. Let me grab some translation here. Translate. Okay, according to this, it says the new Grayskull Snake Mountain Core playset combines two of the most iconic locations of the Master Universe and a truly striking diorama look. The combination of Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain, and the figures instantly create that classic good versus evil atmosphere. So it doesn't tell us much. yeah, I'm hard pressed to think that that's actually part of the playset, but that would be crazy. This thing's massive. This thing's literally massive, if that's the case. But for whatever reason, my brain is thinking to myself that this is the playset here, and the rest of it, I don't know if you have to buy it separately or something, but crazy. And then there's that new Skeletor. It's Disco Skeletor. We got a Disco Skeletor, boys and girls. We got Disco Skeletor coming. Very cool. And I'm wondering where he's from. I'm fascinated to find out where he's from. That's freaking crazy. That is nuts. But yeah, a lot of crazy things happening in the toy world today. And I'm over the moon. Like, things are just going crazy. G.I. Joe goes and freaking just blows that out of the water for any G.I. Joe fan, finally bringing out Hooded Cobra Commander. The Tide Realms Corsair, amazing new toy line coming from Tide Realms Corsair Incorporated, or LLC. So that is definitely back project, please. That like, we need those in our life. It really is something which I think deserves a chance to actually get made. And again, they're only about a little over $5,000, a little over $5,000 away from their goal. So it's gonna be crazy. With only 3 days left to go, I think they have a very good chance. And of course, Master Universe leaked photos of this new playset. Absolutely freaking bonkers. I'm eager to find out if that actually is the full playset, or if it's actually just that topper at the top. Not really sure. Guys, thank you for joining me this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure catching up with you, because again, I've been MIA for the most part, and yeah, this is my first non-Master Universe toy news bite in a while, so I'm glad to be back. And of course, talking about Master Universe, you just can't get away from it. It's going to be happening. And of course, tomorrow will be the first time that many of us will be able to see the Master Universe in theaters. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It is an amazing film, and I hope you guys will continue to watch it multiple times over, because that's what I'm doing, because I want a sequel, and there's a reason for it. Stay until the end. Do not get up off your seats. You heard it here first. Alex Valdez, Jay, do you think we'll get a Python Patrol Battler? I think so. I think it's almost guaranteed, because it's such an iconic look. The colors, everything about it, just beautiful. Freaking crazy. Mike Bruno, I bet they'll do one like the Arctic Hiss tank, make to order minus the lights and electronics. I agree. I totally agree. Esther, what's going on? We gotta go on a live stream, Esther. We gotta get Gummit Up Makers funded. I'm gonna reach out to you, and we're gonna make that happen. Good to see you. Guys, please support Gummit Up Makers as well. Another wonderful independent project. It's amazing. Micah, that playset is a really nice concept. I think so too. It's interesting about the dual nature of it. Very interesting. Mike Bruno saying hi to Esther. Chris Allen, I think I like this playset. Yes. I would love to have a Chronicles Grayskull to get made. Yes. Oh my God, we need that. We absolutely need that. Yo, Joe C, it looks cool. It is interesting, but like the two of them together, it's a head scratcher for me. Now I need space and money for another playset. Yep. I think we're all thinking that. Pathfinder Bill, I'm liking the way it looks. Very interesting. Two are connected. The broken bridge part is awesome. I think so. Micah, Jay, you are correct. The rest of that diorama they built, from what I've been told, yeah, it just, to me, it just doesn't seem. It seems like two completely different pieces. The way it's sculpted, it looks like it's made out of foam. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm wrong, because that would be an awesome playset to collect. Like Bruno, would be awesome if it came with the whole base. It looks badass. Yes, I'm hoping that they maybe have something along those lines, which would be awesome. Just see, are these figures smaller, like 4 inches? I believe that they are. They're either 5.5 inch scale, or just slightly lower, more like 5 inches long. Esther, it looks massive. The only thing I can think about is if they shrink it like Polly Pocket style, right? But unfortunately, we see the figures with them on the pedestal, so we know that they're there. Just see, if this is the kids line, the figures are small scale. Yeah, I think it's about 5 inches. Mike Bruno, any word on a price for this bad boy yet? No. These are leaked photos, as far as I know. War Journal Toys. Pop Market has this for pre-order at $121.79 right now. Well, there you go. Not bad. Pop Market. Let's have, you know what? Maybe they can give us an actual look at it. So hold on. Pop Market. Castle Grayskull. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Grayskull. I don't see it. I'm looking for it. I don't see it. Let's see He-Man. Masters of the Universe. Okay. Let's try movie. It doesn't really say. I can't find it. If you guys have the link, that would be helpful. Yeah, I can't find it. I mean, it's like there's a whole bunch of War Journal. If you have the link, let me know, because that would be really cool to actually see that. Mike Bruno, absolutely. Alex Valdez, Jay, I sent you a pre-order for the castle on Instagram. Oh, okay. Thank you, brother. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Okay, I'm not seeing it. Hold on. Where did you send it, brother? I can't see it. I can't seem to find it. Hold on, Alex. Was that earlier today? That's probably why I can't find it. Can you send it again, Alex? I can't find your message. I don't know why. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's not. Yeah, it's not coming through, Alex. I don't know why. Send it again, please. I'll have a look. But yeah, guys. So a lot of crazy news happening in toys right now, and it's just going to keep going crazier and crazier and crazier. Yojo June is well on its way, and of course, the Master Universe movie is going to be premiering starting tomorrow for early preview. For people have already seen previews. Rotten Tomatoes apparently is giving it a fresh score. Yeah, the things never cease to amaze us, right? It's absolutely freaking bonkers. I cannot freaking believe it. Guys, thank you so much for being here and sharing some time with me. It's just been an absolute pleasure. I am absolutely blown away and overwhelmed with everything that's been happening. And of course, for those of you who missed it, we're going to start posting much more news on MOTUNIVERSE and some of the actual panels that actually happened over the weekend. I hope you guys will enjoy that. We worked really hard to bring that convention together, and it's been freaking crazy. And how many people actually supported us, and there are way too many people out there to thank. But you guys know who you are. Thank you so much for all the love and support you guys showed us. It was absolutely bonkers. We're definitely going to be doing it again 2027, so we hope to see you guys there. And yeah, it can't come soon enough. And of course, this weekend, Master Universe is going to be celebrating the release of the film, and I'm hoping that it really hits its audience so that we can get another wonderful film over and over again, because this is truly the year of Master Universe, and I don't want it to stop. So, guys, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. It's been an absolute pleasure. Last comment before we log off, and I'm completely lost. It is War Journal. No pictures on the site yet. That's okay. I am fascinated by the way it looks, and I'm hoping that we get more information as the days go by. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, and as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Mike Bruno has the last one. Thank you, Jay and Chad. We'll see you next time. Guys, as always, good journey, and keep proud. Take care, everybody. Oh, wait, hold on. Well, Dave, Pop Market does have G.I. Joe Classified Series 221 Cobra Commander available. Well, there you go. There's another site available for it in the UK. Sorry, in Europe and all the surrounding regions. And take care, guys. Have a good night.
This May 23rd and 24th in Torrance, California, Masters of the Universe fans will unite for MOTUNIVERSE. Now the fans have the power. The He-Man and She-Ra convention, celebrating 44 years of the Masters of the Universe. Featuring special guests, Blade from the Masters of the Universe movie, Anthony DeLongis, the voice of Skeletor, Alan Oppenheimer, and the voice of She-Ra, Melindy Britt. At the Torrance Marriott Hotel, California. Tickets on sale now on MOTUNIVERSECon.com. Don't miss out.